What it do, babies? Long time no speak. Whew, I definitely have to do an update of where I've been, but until then, let me put y'all deep to this recipe, baby. I'm not gonna lie, I've been indulging in food. I'm not really vegetarian anymore, more so pescatarian. I eat chicken here and there, so whatever. Let's get into the video. All the spices that I use will be down below, the measurements, etc., etc. But you just want to make sure that your spices are mixed really good. Now, where did the clip go? So I bought this like fish fillet. I didn't realize there was bones in it. Had I realized, I wouldn't have bought it, but whatever. We're gonna get the bones out of there, make sure it looks all nice and yummy, and we are just gonna prepare the salmon for some seasoning, okay, baby? Now, I'm being very, 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 very much generous with this seasoning, okay? I tried to be cute with the little spoon at first, but that wasn't working for me, so I just dug right in, and I am coating every single side of my salmon with my seasoning. I am not leaving any pieces exposed. So, go ahead and rub that in. Make sure you get the sides, the back, everything. The thing about salmon is, in my opinion, you can't really over season it. And we're not using salt. So you want to leave the salt for the end, so that way if you're cooking for yourself or for somebody, they can salt to taste. Because I know a lot of people who use a lot of salt. No shade, no tea, but I don't really like salty food. I like flavorful food. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we are just rubbing that all in. And like I said, leaving no spaces. I'm going back and forth and flipping it over and all that good stuff to make sure it's all coated. Then we're gonna leave that sit for about 5 minutes just while we get our pan together. But yeah, you don't want to leave salmon soaking in seasoning for too long because it's gonna break the fish down. But that's another story for another day. Now we're gonna take our pan and we're going to coat it with some olive oil. Again, I'm being pretty darn generous, and the reason why is because I'm gonna use this olive oil at the end. You'll see in a second, but yes. Now, you want to put your pan on about, I want to say about medium high. I have a fire stove, so I kind of just gauge it by the amount of fire and all that stuff. But yeah, you're going to hear it sizzling, baby. That's what you want. You want the pan to be nice and hot, and you want your salmon to start cooking immediately. So, if you're not good at multitasking in the kitchen, I would advise you cook your salmon first and then you cook your grits second. But me, I like to multitask. I don't like to wait. So while the salmon is cooking, we are going to get our pot together for the grits, okay? So let's get there for a second. I need to breathe. Oh, by the way, cook your salmon to your liking. Sometimes I like my salmon to be well done. Sometimes I kind of like it like medium well. So, it just kind of depends on how thick your salmon is and how hot your stove is. To make sure that the inside is cooked, if you don't like the mushy, raw feeling of fish, you probably want to cook it about 5 minutes on each side. So that's just a heads up. That's what I've learned from my experience, okay? But anyway, we're hopping right into these grits. So I'm just cooking for me and my mom. So I'm only doing, I'm using the instant grits, and I went by the measurements on the back. So I'm using 4 cups of water to 1 cup of grits. And we are going to add bouillon. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But the stuff that makes chicken broth, okay? Now we're making chicken broth because that is what's going to give your grits this yummy, chef's kiss flavor. Oh yeah, and also I want to mention, when you're cooking your salmon, you want to do it skin up first because you don't want the skin to get all burnt. So you want to do it face down first. And yeah, I'll have the directions down in the description if the way that I'm cooking is a little too confusing, because I know some people like to get through one step and they like to get to another step. Yeah, that's not me. I always multitask. Sorry. But yeah, so I put the bouillon in, and now we're going to cook the sides of the salmon. I cook the top of it, skin up, then I cook the bottom, skin down, and then I do the sides. And then so after I cook my salmon, I actually turn my heat all the way down and I cover it and I let it sit for about 2 minutes or so. That way I can make sure that the inside of my salmon is cooked and yummy, because like I said, I kind of like it anywhere from medium well, or well done. So yes, just depends on the day. But yeah, so let's just keep watching. Oh, and so I forgot to add my lemon when I was seasoning it, but Nonetheless, you can still add the lemon now if you even like lemon. Oh, I love salmon with lemon. Like it tastes so good to me. But yeah, so we're gonna squeeze a half a lemon on there, and we're gonna hop right into these grits. So you see we got our little chicken broth going, and I'm gonna use 1 cup of grits. I'm using the 5-minute grits because ain't nobody got time to be waiting for some grits to cook because your girl is hungry. I just got a text. Anyway. Anyway. So yes, we're gonna stir our grits in. You just want to, like, you know, follow directions on the grits. Here's a time lapse. If you don't know what grits look like when they're cooking, this is what they look like. You know, just make sure you're stirring periodically and all that good stuff. I was being lazy, but I covered it. I could have got a smaller cover, but you know, mind your business, B. So whatever. This video is going so fast and I kind of forgot what order I edited in. So whatever. Now that our grits have thickened up, now we want to start adding the yummy stuff. I'm using cheese. Please don't kill me. I usually don't eat that much cheese, but this was the only thing that I had at my mother's house, so that's what we're using. And we're gonna stir the cheese in. And yes, there is this. I'm about to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. But yes, there is this vegan cheese that I usually buy from Acme. And I can't remember the brand, but when I tell you it tastes exactly like cheddar cheese. So if I had that, I would have used that. But whatever, moving on. I'm only seasoning my grits with some black pepper because, like I said, I like to leave the salt for the end. And then I'm using a little bit of half and half. I actually go back in because I realized I had almond milk. So then I just went back and I thinned it out a little bit more with some almond milk. But yeah, so you know, we're making our grits all yummy and good. And a little secret, please taste your food as you're cooking it. I know this might look really good, but I tasted this and it needed a little salt. Like it wasn't salty at all, so I added a little bit. And then yes, we're just gonna mix it all up, and that's pretty much the recipe. Oh, and then stay tuned because, like I said, I'm using the olive oil to I'm using it as like a sauce type of thing. Oh my goodness, it was so good. But yeah, so let's just get there. I'm talking too much, sis. Shut up. So moving right on along, remember I said I was going to use that olive oil. So I'm taking some butter. I don't have the measurements, but cooking is intuitive. So, you know, just kind of use your eyeballs and your own better judgment to figure out how much butter you're going to use. But I did this over low heat. So I know it's like bubbling and everything, but the heat was very low. And I'm just going to stir that up eventually. And then I'm gonna add some hot sauce, and if I'm not mistaken, I also added some lemon juice. I can't remember if I got that on camera, but yeah, then we're just gonna stir all that up, and that is gonna be our drizzle. So that on top of the salmon and the grits. Oh, chef's kiss. I can literally taste it now. Like I'm hungry right now as I'm watching this video. So yeah, we're just gonna plate our food. And let's get to the finished product, baby.